Hey, I feel like it's important to cover this story. I think that right now Kanye is just uh, unchained. Let's just put it that way, with all the resonances that word might have. Kanye is unchained, and he is not doing what's expected of him. He's not doing what he's asked to do. He's not staying in line. Of course, in a sense, he's never really. It seems that he's always been sort of a loose cannon. He has a history of kind of going off and uh, and so forth, and people attribute that to mental illness or what have you. And I'm not saying there's no truth to that assessment, but I would also say that there's more to it than that, and that just saying, "Well, he's just mentally ill." That's the end of the. That's all there is to say about it. Well, one might ask how he became that way, and how do a lot of the people, a lot of movie stars and music celebrities, and a lot of them exhibit very weird behavior. How do they become this way? Um, we've seen it many, many times. Kanye West is hardly the first example of it. So, uh, this article is from EV Magazine, which thumbs up to EV. Thumbs up. Good job, gals. I've given them a hard time for a couple of things in the past, but they really came through in covering this story, and some other venues have covered this story, but Evie really did it in a very complete sort of way. So I want to go over this what they have to say about it here, about what has been revealed apparently over the last couple of days. And the title of the story that they've chosen to write here for EV Magazine was Kanye MK Ultra. The rapper says he was misdiagnosed and drugged to make him a manageable, well-behaved celebrity. Okay, so now here, this is the most important thing, and this is the receipts. The whole where are the receipts? He's just ranting and raving. He's just saying stuff. Where are the receipts? Where's the evidence? Here it is. Okay. Um, so uh, I'll just read a little bit of the story as they put it here. In Evie, Kanye West went on Twitter to admit that he was drugged in order to be manageable. He showed a screenshot of the text messages between him and someone named Harley, who users speculate to be Harley Pasternak, a popular celebrity trainer. Okay. What should be obvious by now, he wrote on Twitter, is I was raised to stand for my truth regardless of the consequences. So I will say this again. I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me a manageable, well-behaved celebrity. Okay. And then he shared this this screenshot of an exchange between him and Harley Pasternak. Okay, and we'll talk more about who Harley Pasternak is in a moment. But here's what Harley Pasternak wrote back to him, which Kanye didn't keep to himself. And Kanye shared this with the world. Uh, he wrote, Harley Pasternak wrote to Kanye, "I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words, and everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to Zombieland forever. Playdate with the kids just won't be the same." Whew. Now, this we'll talk a bit more about who Harley Pasternak is, apparently, in a moment. But let's just forget about who he is for a second and just take this, this message that was sent to Kanye, and look at it and see what we can make of it. What ideas are being expressed here. And there, what I would say is, in my analysis of these two paragraphs, I guess if you could call them that, is there's a striking contrast, isn't there? The first one is, I'm going to help you in one of a couple of ways. Okay, so we sit down and have a loving and open conversation. You don't use cuss words. Everything discussed is based in fact. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Even though he sort of sounds a little bit angry and a little bit biased. Based in fact, not some crazy stuff. Your dumb friend of yours. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Who the dumb friend of Kanye's is supposed to be. But anyway, this paragraph is generally friendly, well-intentioned. Even if there's a little bit of an edge of, look, let's dispense with the nonsense here, and don't use cuss words. That's interesting that he's so offended by cuss words. I thought that Kanye basically didn't cuss anymore, although he does still when he's angry. But since he's become a Christian, he doesn't want to cuss. He tries not to cuss, and so anyway. Then we have the second paragraph. Second option. I have you institutionalized again. Meaning he's had him institutionalized before, right? Where they medicate the crap out of you and you'll go back to zombie land forever. Playdate with the kids just won't be the same. This is sheer malevolence. This is threatening, and I mean, to say this is unkind is a severe understatement. This is threatening, malevolent, sadistic. He's getting his jollies here. You get the impression. They medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. I mean, what kind of, if he's, and this is supposed to be one of the ways that he helps him. Like that's what is said in this first paragraph. I'm going to help you in one of a couple ways, and then he talks about the first way. We just sit down and talk it out. Second option, I have you institutionalized again. We'll go back to that. We'll come back to that momentarily, where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to zombie land forever. And the taunt there, just this taunting sort of tone, this openly hostile, mocking tone. It sounds so frighteningly malevolent to me. Coming right after this paragraph up here, which sounded friendly and nice, and let's just get together and talk and not cuss and just have a conversation. Or I could take your life away again, and this time it'll be even worse because you'll be in zombie land forever. Playdate with the kids won't be the same. He's mocking how he'll be so medicated, so drugged up all the time that he won't be able to play with his kids the way a father would want to. I mean, this is just strikingly malevolent. The tone of this second paragraph and the abrupt switch in tone. This is somebody who is who has experience messing with people's minds and who seems to enjoy it. What they do is uh, they run hot and cold. They seem like the nicest person in the world one minute, and the next minute they're gonna take everything you love away from you and laugh at you while you're drowning in Zombieland, and not able to play with your kids anymore. Jeez. All right, so anyway, so Kanye then added a screenshot where he specifies who this person is, who this Harley Pasternak is. And he writes, I was told that if I expose the truth of the bad business practices, everything is going to be taken from me, including my black children. And everyone has bore whiteness. All right, is that wordplay there, I guess? To the public Emmett Tilling of ye. But God has put something on my heart, not to back down. All right, so he added a screenshot of Pasternak, and we'll talk in a minute about who Harley Pasternak is. Okay, so just going from again this article in Evie. Pasternak is known as a fitness trainer, speaker, and author. Besides Kanye West, his list of clients include Adam Levine, Lady Gaga, Kim Kardashian, Megan Fox, Ariana Grande, and more. And they showed all the. Basically, he just works with the stars. And he's a fitness trainer, but there seems to be more to him than that. And he said when Kanye first wrote his DEFCON 3 tweet, he wrote, I think Kanye has a history of mental health issues and it appears he's going through an episode right now. So anyway, coming back to what he said about having Kanye committed again. It seems that Harley Pasternak was the one who decided to have Kanye West committed back in 2016. According to law enforcement sources, cops responded to a call for a welfare check for Kanye West around 1:20 p.m. He was at his trainer Harley Pasternak's home at the time and was acting erratically. Okay. So Harley Pasternak, who's the fitness trainer to the stars, and there's a long list of the stars that he served, apparently in the capacity of fitness trainer, but one wonders also if he's something of a handler. Okay, because he, as we read here, Pasternak researched drugs while he was in the military. Another Twitter user found a video of Pasternak saying he previously worked in the military. He tells the interviewer he wasn't governed by the same laws a typical person is, so he was able to research all kinds of drugs. Not governed by the same laws. I mean, that sounds like psychopathic talk. This could aid credence to the theory of Pasternak utilizing drugs as a form of mind control. And then makes reference to MK Ultra, which I won't go into here. But anyway, this Twitter user writes, "Why is Harley Pasternak threatening a man's freedom?" I'm not going to dwell on the ethnicities of either of them because that's not what's really important. Although it's not unimportant. But let's just look at the primary issue here. Why is Harley Pasternak threatening a man's freedom with literal, physical, and mental enslavement through false imprisonment and forced drugging? Where is the outrage? I agree And this would be true no matter what the ethnicity were of either of these men. I think the language that Pasternak uses is frighteningly malevolent and sadistic and threatening. And it is evidence to me of a psychopathic mindset of somebody who is a powerful and malevolent individual. So let's see. Let's watch this. This is he used to be in the military and specialized in drug research. Let's see what he says here.
To have him as my graduate advisor, and the area that I was interested in was how drugs and food affect muscular performance. And
when you say drugs, are they like performance-enhancing drugs, or are they
all kinds of drugs?
Right. Okay.
So working for the military, I wasn't governed by the same laws that the typical person was, so I could look at the impact of certain drugs that are not everyday things. So we looked at a drug called modafinil, which was for narcoleptics. So if you give a soldier this drug, how long could they stay awake for without having any health detriment?
Is that used now as one of these brain drugs? I've heard the name before somewhere.
Yeah, so it's
take a swig of water.
It's very interesting. Modafinil.
Very interesting.
It will keep you awake, but it's not a stimulant.
Really?
So if a special forces person has to stay awake for 3 nights, waiting for the right opportunity to do whatever they have to do, we could give them modafinil and it would keep them alert. I did research on a drug called acetazolamide, which is for use at high altitude, so you don't get altitude sickness.
Okay, so there you go. Has a lot of experience with drugging, experimenting with drugs, and he wasn't bound. He was working for the military in some sort of intelligence capacity. And now he's in Hollywood and a handler of Kanye West, along with, oodles and oodles of other big name stars. Okay. Now, this is the last thing I'll say for this video, and I'll do a part 2, I think, tomorrow about this subject, because this is important enough to cover here before it disappears. Kanye was then taken to the UCLA. This is in 2016. Taken to the UCLA Medical Center, the same place where Britney Spears and Amanda Bynes were institutionalized. Okay, so he was taken there after Kanye was discharged. Users began to speculate that Kanye was brainwashed in the same fashion as MKUltra victims, presumably with the use of drugs. The rumors came after Kanye was sent to the psych ward not long after his public rant on stage about the Clintons, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. So y'all may remember this or not, but like right after the 2016 election, Kanye was going off about Clinton and the Clintons and I remember he was talking about Zuckerberg and others, and just he was going on a rant on stage about these people, and then after that he was sent to the hospital after ranting, quote unquote ranting against the Clintons. He was taken in by this wonderful guy. He was, and according to Kanye, misdiagnosed on purpose in order to hospitalize him, in order to get him thrown into this hospital and subjected to Lord knows what kind of treatment. This is heavy stuff. Okay, so I'll end it there and talk about a little bit more about who this Harley Pasternak character is a bit more tomorrow.